Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair wa zidna ilma. So today, inshallah, we are going to start lesson number 14, handouts. Anyone had the chance to go through the handouts, or any idea about how to make imperative, which is फ़इल al-amr, and we have discussed about it like several times in the previous lessons. We never discussed like how to make it, but we always, whenever we have the instructions for the lessons and for the exercises, akmil and similarly ضع and ta'ammal, all of these are from फ़इل al-amr. So inshallah, now we are going to learn like how to make फ़इल al-amr or the imperative form. So how do we make it? In this lesson, as we can see here, the imperative form फ़इल al-amr, which signifies a command or a request like go, sit, and stand up. Wa alaikum assalam. How do we differentiate between a command and a request? Okay, there's a bit of noisy there. Can you please mute your mics? Okay, so how do we make the imperative form or the फ़इल al-amr in English? We say like go, sit, or stand up. Then how do we make a request? Is amr considered to be a tense? Yeah, this is called फ़इल al-amr, which is always made in the present tense. It's called फ़इल al-amr. So basically there are only three types of the verb or the fi'l. One is the past, we have already learned, like al-madi. And then we have already learned al-mudari, that is present. And then the third form of verb is al-amr, which is called command or request. And it is also the form of the verb. And we always make फ़इل al-amr or the command in present form. We do not make it in the past. So yes, that's right. It is also the form of the verb. Okay, so my question is like, if you want to make a request in English, for example, you say go, it's a command. You say sit, it's a command as well, and stand up as well. If you want to change this into a request, how will you change it? It's simple. For example, if you want to change it to a request, you will say, please go, please sit, and please stand up. Or go please, or sit please, and stand up please. Yeah, so when we add the word please, then it becomes a request, right? It's always a command, but when we add please, it becomes request. However, we do not have such case in Arabic. In Arabic, फ़इل al-amr is फ़इل al-amr. However, from the context, we will get to know whether it is a command or a request. For example, when we recite Surah Al-Fatiha and when we read 𝗕دِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ, then of course we are making a request to Allah Azza wa Jal to show us the straight path. So when we make a request, reciting the Quran, it is a request to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, all kinds of commands from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran for us, they are commands. For example, أَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, establish prayer and give zakah. So from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, all of them are commands. However, when we make a request to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we use फ़इل al-amr, but we will not say it's a command. We will say it is a request. All right, did you get it?
Yes.
All right. Now we will see how to make the imperative form. Like the imperative form फ़इل al-amr is made from mudari. So this is clear that we always make it from the present tense. Okay, do we make it from all mudari? No, we only make it from the second person. So we always make it from the second person, which is called mukhatab. For example, we say taktub, or we say taktubuna, or we say taktubina, or we say taktubna. We have learned, like in the previous classes, we have learned about the present tense, and for the mukhatab, for the second person, it starts with ta, and all of them start with ta. So it's very simple. I will demonstrate as well, but here we will go through the text and then I will demonstrate as well, like how it happens. So make the last letter sakin. For example, taktubu. So what we will do, first we will make the last letter sakin, so it becomes taktub. Okay. After that, what happens? Remove the sign of mudari. So what is the sign of mudari here, which is ta. So now we have made the last particle, or the last letter, we have made it sakin. We have also removed the sign of the mudari as well. Now it is not readable. Can we read it? Because it's a rule in Arabic language that we cannot read or start a word which starts with sakin. It has to start with a consonant, or we say it has to start with a vowel, which is like it has fatha, dhamma, or kasra. So this one is not readable. What we have to do now we have to add hamzatul wasl in order to be able to read it. Hamzatul wasl. Okay. So now when we add hamzatul wasl, do we have to put dhamma or kasra? So the rule is very simple. Here, if you see dhamma, then we will put dhamma on hamzatul wasl. Again, if you see dhamma here on the second letter, if you see dhamma here, then we will put dhamma on hamzatul wasl and we will read it as uktub. Uktub. So if there is any other haraka, for example, the second letter does not have dhamma, it has fatha or kasra, then the order or the command will always be with kasra. Then the order or command will always be with kasra. Again, if you didn't get it, it's fine, but I think it's clear enough. And inshallah, we are going to practice and I'm going to demonstrate more, so it will be much clearer. Okay, note, what is the note here? All imperative verb forms consist of inbuilt doer, fa'ilun in them. Yani there is always a doer, which is anta, already inbuilt. So whenever you make a command, that means the subject and the verb are always there. So we know that when the subject and the verb is there, after that, what comes is the object. So the noun after the imperative form will always be mansoob. Please notice this, that after the imperative form, the noun will always be mansoob. For example, see here, iftah, you open, and we know that ha is sakin, and when we connect it, we will connect it with kasra. So we will say iftahil baba. Now you can see here, the word bab has fatha, so it will be translated as you open the door. Iftahil baba. So after the imperative form, the noun, the object will always be mansoob. And we have discussed about this several times in the past as well. All right, is it clear so far?
No, it's not clear. Something is not clear.
Sorry. Your connection is very weak, so I can't hear you.
I said like the iftah. Why is it carrying? Why is carrying customer?
Okay, basically it is iftah, and this ha is sakin.
Okay, let me type it. I said, why is carrying customer?
Again, please. Why it is sakin? So it was basically iftah al-baba. So when we connect it with al, then we have to add kasra, and we will say, okay, let me see the message. What it is. Okay, as you can see here, I'll show you now. As you can see here, why is ha carrying kasra? Okay, ha is basically sakin here, it is sakin. Okay. So the rule is, and we have discussed this rule many times, that whenever we connect a sakin with al, whenever we connect sakin with al, we have to connect it with kasra. That's the rule. So please write it down. So whenever the sakin is connected with al, as we can see here, we have al after that, then we have to connect it with kasra. Clear now?
Yes, clear.
All right. Okay. Okay. Number
Thank
two.
you.
You're welcome. No problem. Number two, the subject. We know mubtada is normally definite. We know that it's a proper noun. It's marifa. However, it may be indefinite. It can be nakira with certain conditions. We know that subject is always proper noun, or most of the times it's proper noun. For example, we say Allahu Rabbuna, Muhammadu or Muhammadun Rasuluna, Al-Qur'anu Kitabuna, Al-Islamu Dinuna. So we can see here Al-Islamu, Al-Qur'anu, Muhammadun, Allahu, all of them are proper nouns. Sometimes the subject or the mubtada can be a common noun, but it has to be a common noun for a reason. For example, there has to be a condition. So here we can see here, one of the conditions is the indefinite noun, the mubtada, should be preceded by interrogative particle. Yani, if a nominal sentence starts with question word or question harf, I should say, interrogative particle, then the subject can be nakira as well. The subject can be a common noun as well. For example, from the lesson we have this example, aqrabun. Okay, so there is a aqrabun fil fasli. Is there a scorpion in the classroom? Now we can see here aqrabun is a common noun, but before that we have imperative, we have a. So that's why it is possible now to bring nakira as a subject. Now the common noun can also be a subject. And if we look at the example in the Quran, in Surah An-Naml, we have this example. 4 times it occurred in the Quran. A'ilahum ma'allah. A'ilahum ma'allah. Is there a God with Allah? So now we will say ilahun is subject and ma'allah is predicate. Similarly, when we say aqrabun fil fasli, now we will say that aqrabun is subject and fil fasli is predicate. Okay, there was another condition where I told you that nakira can be the subject. Do you remember that? There is another condition where we discussed that the nakira can be subject. When there is, when we make dua, or when there is a curse, for example, in the Quran, there is Salamun alal mursaleen. In Surah Safat, Salamun alal mursaleen. Now here, Salamun will be subject and alal mursaleen will be predicate. Similarly, when we say Wailun lil mutaffifin, Wailun, and then we have lil mutaffifin. So Wailun will be subject and lil mutaffifin will be predicate. So now you know 2 conditions that a nakira can be the subject. Number 1, when there is a question particle before it, interrogative particle before it, for example, a. And second, when it starts with a dua or curse, for example, Salamun alal mursaleen, and also Wailul lil mutaffifin. So we know about the 2 conditions where a noun, a common noun, can be subject as well. And we have one more sentence from the lesson. فَإِنَّ الْغُرْفَةَ مُظْلِمَةٌ. We know that inna is the subject of inna will be mansub and the khabar will be the same as it is. But when we add fa, this is called fa as-sababiyya, the fa of reason. This fa is used for a reason. So here fa inna means because. So when we say fa inna al-ghurfata mudlimatun, because the room is dark. Because the room is dark. Okay, kul hadha. So this is also fi'l al-amr and it is sakin. So kul hadha fa innaka jaw'anu. Eat this as you are hungry. So fa inna can be translated as because, it can be translated as, and also it can be translated as like for. ادخل فإن الدرس قد بدأ. ادخل فإن الدرس قد بدأ. Get in, for the lesson has already started. Okay, now udkhul, the lam has to be sakin. Why? Because we are not connecting it with anything, so that's why it has to be sakin. We know that the ending of imperative is always sakin. So now we don't have to add kasra because we are not connecting it. We only add kasra when we connect it to the al. Udkhul fa inna darsa qad bada'a. Get in, for the lesson has already started. All right, so I hope inshallah it's clear so far. Now we can move on to the vocabulary part, and vocabulary part, we always do it in the end of the lesson. So we will go through quickly. For example, biquwwatin means strongly or fast. Aqrabun, scorpion, and aqrabun in Arabic is feminine. It is feminine, and there is no reason why it is feminine. It's because the Arabs said so. So it is always feminine in Arabic. Aqrabun. Do you remember some other nouns that are also feminine and there is no specific reason behind that? For example, shamsun.
Yes.
Shamsun.
Shams,
Okay. Okay. And ardun.
Ardun,
Sama'un. Asa. Asa means the stick. And dunya.
Narun,
Yes, narun. Rihun. Dunya.
Jahannam,
Jahannamu. And also ad-dunya. So all of them are considered as feminine. And also we have here the example of aqrabun. Qidrun, if you remember, that means pot or cooking pot. Qidrun is also feminine, and because the Arab said so. Al-jannatu is also feminine, but can you tell me why it is feminine?
Tamarbuta, sir.
It ends with tamarbut. Excellent. Kubun means a glass. Yeah, and yadun means hand. Zawjun is used for husband, but also it is used for both couple, husband and wife. Zawjun, and it is translated as spouse. For example, in the Quran, we make dua, Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyatina qurrata a'yun. So azwajina here, it is not translated as husbands, it is translated as spouses. That means both husband and wife. So zawjun, when it is specific, used for husband, but it is also used as spouse as well. And what's the feminine of zawjun?
Zawjatun.
Zawjatun. Excellent. Feminine is zawjatun. Alaqun, clot of blood. Midyaun, radio or radio set. Jawun, we have taken it many times. Weather. Gharibun means stranger. Gharibun, stranger. Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharibun aw abiru sabilin. There is a hadith that stay in the dunya, live in the dunya as if you are a stranger or you are a traveler of any of the path. So gharibun is stranger. Tinun, fig. Musan, here we need to be here careful. This is not Musa. Musan, it has the mean, it means razor, a razor. Musan. Whereas Musa has alif maksura, and that is mabni. But this is not mabni, it can be musan, it can be musin as well. And because it has it's manqus, so that's why we have fathatain over here. Na'sanu. Na'sanu means sleepy. And it is also mamnu min as-sarf. It is partially flexible because it ends with alif and noon, and it is an adjective. Mudlimun means dark. Mudlimun. Do you remember anything about, I told you that when the noun starts with mu and then the second last letter is kasra, then it is on what pattern?
Fa'ilun.
Fa'ilun. Mudlimun, and the feminine will be mudlimatun. For example, muslimun, mu'minun, right? So similarly we have mudlimun, that means dark. So if the second last letter has fatha, then it will be mudlamun, and that means something that has been made dark. Darkness itself. Okay, here I wanted to show you something different or something new now here. We have the verb sakata yaskutu. So what is the pattern here? Sakata yaskutu. Nasara yansuru, right? And also we have sukutan. So now Irfan is like always, whenever I talk about a verb, I always talk about the present and the past and the masdar. This is the standard way of talking about or giving description of the new verb or any verb in Arabic language. So whenever we talk about the new verb or any verb, we basically start with the past. We give the past and the present and the masdar. You know, the masdar is the source. So that's why when you ask me the meaning of a word, for example, to keep quiet, I will say sakata yaskutu sukutan. So three things, at least minimum three things are to be told. So it's completely different from Arab. In English, we just give one word, or Urdu or any other language. But in Arabic, this is like the trend. This is how the grammarians decided. It's not like must to do that, but this is how it is supposed to be. So we say sakata yaskutu sukutan. Yes. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, jama'a yajma'u jam'an. Okay, now these are the three letter verbs. We know trilateral verbs. Okay, the masdar for these three or trilateral verbs is not fixed. It is unfixed, and it will change. For example, we have learned, like for example, jalasa yajlisu julusun. If you remember, fu'ulun. We have learned on the pattern of fu'ulun. And the pattern, there is no specific pattern for that, and we have to only memorize whenever we learn the new one, we have to just memorize it. So for example, here sakata yaskutu sukutan, it's on the pattern of fu'ulun. But this one jama'a yajma'u, this is on the pattern of fa'lun, jam'un, so jam'an. Tabakha yatbukhu tabkhan, to cook. Qata'a yaqta'u qat'an, to cut. Halaka yahliqu halqan, to shave. Abada yabudu ibadatan. So we know the word ibada is also to worship. It is also masdar as well. Alima ya'lamu ilman. Ilman is also masdar, to know. Mana yamna'u man'an, to prevent someone. Ada ya'udu, and it has a verb can have more than two sources as well. So it can have masdar or masdaran, and it can have three as well. So audan or audatan. So both of them are used as masdar. Nadara yanzuru nadaran, to look at. Kanasa yakunusu kansan, to sweep. La adri, I don't know. Quwwatun, strength. Waraqatun, piece of paper. And hida'un means shoe. Hida'un means shoe. All right, so this is what we have about the handouts. So in the handouts, basically we have three new ideas how to make imperative, number one. Number two, that a common noun can also be a subject. It can be mubtada, but for a reason it can be subject. And the reason that we have learned here is that it should start with a question particle, for example, a or hal. So either of them, then it will be considered as subject. And similarly, fa'inna can also be translated as because, or as, or for. So it can be translated as because, we should say. Okay, now let's move on here. Are you able to see the new screen, or is it the same screen? Okay, here. Now, what we discussed earlier was the theory. Now we will do the practical. Okay, so how do we make fi'l al-amr? We will only make fi'l al-amr for the second person for singular. For singular, today we will focus only on the singular masculine. So we have the word, we have learned the bab nasara yansuru. So for the second person, it will be tansuru. Okay, so when we have tansuru, let me just be a little bit here. So when we have tansuru, okay, now how will we make imperative? Can you walk me through?
Yeah, we have to cancel the and
Yeah, first we will make it, the ending will be sakin.
sakin.
Okay, so we make it sakin. Okay,
Raw
okay.
sakin.
Now what we have to do, number two, we have to remove
the yatan.
We have to remove ta. And
put
now what will we add?
Hamzatul
Hamzatul wasl. But Hamzatul wasl has been added. But oh, what happened here? So Hamzatul wasl will be added here. But okay, so I'll fix it. So when we add Hamzatul wasl, okay, what should be the haraka of Hamzatul wasl?
Dhamma.
Second root letter.
Second root
The same as second root letter.
Okay, so what is the second root letter?
Dhamma.
Sad. So it will be unsur.
Brahma.
So it will be Dhamma, it will be unsur. Excellent. So we will say unsur. Excellent. So I'll just fix it now. So it should be unsur. Unsur. All right. And this is what we have made from the second person only for the masculine. The rest, inshallah, we will make in tomorrow or in the next lesson. No, inshallah, in this lesson, but I don't want to make for all of them because it might be slightly confusing. So let's focus only on this one. Okay. So here we have tadrabu. Okay. All right. So tadrabu. All right. What should we do now?
Tadribu. Ba becomes
Tadribu.
sakin.
Sorry. Yeah. Tadribu. Okay.
Ba sakin.
Ba sakin.
Okay.
Sakin, sakin.
So ba will be sakin. Okay. After that,
Ta will be
Remove
removed.
ta will be removed. Okay.
And Hamzatul Wasl with Kasra.
Hamzatul wasl will be
Kasra.
added with what?
Kasra.
Kasra.
And why do we have to add it with kasra?
Because
Because
the third
second letter doesn't
letter
have
has
the Dhamma.
Kasra.
Yeah.
Kasra.
So I mean, when the second letter doesn't have, let's say, when the second letter doesn't have Dhamma, then we have to add only kasra. So one more thing we have learned here is that we can either add Dhamma or we can add kasra. We will not add fatha. For the three root letter verbs, either there will be Dhamma or there will be kasra. There will be no fatha. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
So either there will be Dhamma or there will be kasra. We are not, or there is no fatha over there. So if the second root letter has Dhamma, then we will add Dhamma. Otherwise, whatever root letter we have, we will add only kasra. For example, taftahu. So what should we add here now? You should be able to make it directly now without typing it.
Iftah.
Iftah.
Iftah. And why do you say iftah?
The second root letter has Fatha, so Hamzatul Wasl has should be Kasra.
Excellent. So we will say iftah. All right. So the last one will be sakin as well. So we will make iftah. And the second root letter, because it does not have Dhamma, that's why we have to add only kasra. And then the last one we have tasma'u. So from tasma'u, what will be the imperative form? Yes. Tasma'u. Yes, please.
Isma.
Isma.
Tasma'u. Excellent. So it will be Isma. Tasma'u will change into.
Ain becomes Sakin.
Okay, so what we have to do now, the same procedure. Inshallah, you practice it a couple of times. It will be very easy for you to practice. So what we have to do, the last one has to be sakin, and then we have to remove this one here as well. And then we have to add Hamzatul Wasl, and Hamzatul Wasl will come with kasra. So we will say Isma. Isma. All right. So today, inshallah, we only focus on this part, which is we have learned about the mukhatab or the second person, tansuru and tansuruna, tansurina and tansurna. But today we only focused on the second person, masculine, which is tansuru. And tomorrow, inshallah, we will complete hopefully the rest of it. Okay, do you have any questions? Did you get it, inshallah?
Inshallah, sir.
Inshallah, yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess we can start the lesson now. Yes, shall we?
Yes.
Inshallah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
all right, so 𝗕درس �11, lesson number 14. So we have two participants. We have al-mudarris, and as we can see here, we have mu, and then the second last letter has kasra. That means the one who teaches, al-mudarrisu, the teacher. So man bil babi, it is like who is at the door or who is by the door. Talibun, the students. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, talibun, a student. He says, ana talibun jadidun. I am a new student. And you know, ana talibun jadidun is subject and predicate, and it is very old information. that most of the times the subject is a proper noun and predicate is a common noun. As we can see here, أنا طالب جديد, I am a new student. المدرس, the teacher, ادخل. So the teacher tells him, get in. ادخل, get in. Okay.
It will be
So
from the Bab of Nasara.
Nasara yansuru, dakhala yadkhulu, udkhul. That's right. Excellent. So as we can see here, the second root letter has dhamma. So that's why we have to start with dhamma as well. So we will say udkhul. So dhamma, dhamma, khalas. These two will be always, as we can see here. If we don't see dhamma here, ala tul, straight away we have to put kasra here. Masmuka, what is your name? And these 3 dots means there is a bit of pause. And then the teacher says, Masmuka, what's your name? At-talibu, the student. As you can see here, here we have talibun, and here we have at-talibu. Why is that? It's first, the student is unknown. No one knows who that student is. But when we talk about the same student for the second time, then we know that this is the guy that has come in. It's the same, for example, you say, I have a car, and then you say, the car is blue. So when you say, I have a car, it is any car. But when you talk about it for the second time, that means it becomes a proper noun. Similarly, talibun means any student or a student. But when we say a talibu, then that means the specific student who has just got in, whereas the mudarris is the specific person who is already inside his office. Ismi Humayun, my name is Humayun. In Urdu we say Humayun, whereas in Arabic it is Humayunu. My name is Humayun. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher, Humayun. It's like question mark, Humayun. And it's like name which is kind of strange name or new name to him. So he's asking him, كيف تكتب هذا الاسم? How do you write this name? And now the student says, اكتبه, اكتب. And this is فعل الأمر, right? اكتبه على هذه الورقة. Write it on this paper. So he's asking him, اكتبه. The teacher is asking the student, write it on this paper.
So who refer to ism, sir?
Yes, write it exactly. Write it on the paper. It refers to ism. That's right. Now we have more students. At-tullabu. There are more students. Like it's the classroom. So in the classroom, the students were already there, and Humayun entered. And aqrabun fil fasli. Is there a scorpion in the classroom? Oh, sorry. Ya ustadhu, ha huna aqrabun. Ha huna aqrabun. Here is a scorpion. Okay, ha huna. Do you know any word similar to this before we have learned? We have learned huna, right? We have learned huna means here. Ha huna is more emphatic. It's more emphatic. So when you say ha huna aqrabun, that means it's confirmed that there is a scorpion here in the classroom, or to signify the importance that something is important or something is dangerous. For example, you know the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or it's not hadith, like he said sallallahu alaihi wasallam one time, at-taqwa ha huna, at-taqwa ha huna, at-taqwa ha huna, and he referred towards his chest. That means the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or taqwa, is inside our heart. So when we signify the importance of something, then this is used, or this kind of verb is used, which is called ha huna. Okay, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 24, if there is any Hafid al-Quran, or let me recite it or read it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قالوا يا موسى إنا لن ندخلها أبدا ما داموا فيها فاذهب. So فاذهب is also فعل الأمر. أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا ها هنا قائدون. So they say inna, indeed we, ha huna qaidun, are remaining here, are sitting right here. We are not going to move. So it is like they specify to Musa alayhi salam that we are not going to move at all. We are stubborn. We are going to sit here. So we are sitting here, and that's it. we are not going to move away from here. So as we can see, it's also used in the Quran as well, and it's Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 24. You can refer to it, inshallah, whenever you need it. Okay. Then we have Al-Mudarrisu aqrabun fil fasli, and now when we have this expression aqrabun fil fasli, now here we will say aqrabun is subject and fil fasli is predicate. And why do we say that? Because it starts with particle of interrogative particle, a particle or harf that is used to ask a question. Aqrabun fil fasli, is there a scorpion in the classroom? Aina hiya, where is it? Hiya refers to what?
The scorpion.
The scorpion, yeah, because it's treated as feminine.
Feminine.
Yes. At-tullabu, students, they are saying unzur huna ya ustadu. Okay, see over there, or look over there, oh teacher. Unzur, also we have dhamma here, so that's why in the beginning we have dhamma. Hiya tahta maktabi Hishamin, it's under Hisham's desk.
Sir, huna, here or there?
Here. Hunak, as we know, is there, right? Hunaka. Indeed, we are remaining right here. So, inna hahuna qa'idun will be translated as, indeed, we are sitting right here. Right here. We are remaining right here. So it is translated as here. Hunaka is translated as there. Al-Mudarrisu uqtuluha ya ikhwanu. Okay, so the teacher says, kill it, oh my brothers. Now here it is uqtulu is for the plural. We did not talk about the plural today. It's used in the lesson, but we will inshallah learn how to do it in tomorrow, inshallah, tomorrow's lesson or tomorrow's class. Uqtuluha ya ikhwanu, kill it, oh brothers. At-tullabu, the students. Bima naqtuluha, what do we kill it with? Or with what do we kill it? Bima, with what? Naqtuluha, we kill it. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Uqtulha bihida'ika ya Hishamu, kill it with your shoe, O Hisham. So uqtul is again fi'l al-amr, which is you kill it. Uqtulha, so uqtul is subject verb and ha is the object. Bi means with, harf jar, hida'ika, with your shoe, ya Hishamu, O Hisham. Kill it with your shoe, O Hisham. Amatat, is it dead? Has it died? Did it die? Amatat, did it die? Hishamun, naam, matat. Yes, it is dead or it has died. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Ijlisu ya abna'i. Now, ijlis for one person and ijlisu for many students. So ijlisu ya abna'i.
Matat.
She died. She has died.
What are the
It
root
refers
letters,
to
sir?
mata, mata yamutu, mawata, mim wauta.
Okay.
Mata yamutu, mautan, aw matan. Okay. Ijlisu ya abnai, sit, O my sons. Iqra ad-darsa ya aliyu, read the lesson, O Ali. So as we can see here, now it is iqra, and there shouldn't be hamza here because this is this hamza of hamzatul qata'. We don't put it on hamzatul wasl. So iqra ad-darsa ya aliyu, Ali, read it. And we know that when we connect it with kasra. It's basically sakin, and when we connect it with kasra. Ali, a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Iqra bismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min 'alaq. As you can see here, iqra. So as we can see here, do you see small tiny sod here, or the head of sod, like the big sod we write here? So this is basically the sign of hamzatul wasl. So in the Quran, whenever you see this sign, the small sod, that means this hamza is hamzatul wasl. This is the sign of hamzatul wasl being used in the Quran. So iqra, and as we stop here, because we are not connecting it with al, so that's why we have to stop. And when we stop on hamza, there is a bit of jerk, like اقرأ 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 بسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق. Okay, يا أستاذ حفظت هذه السورة. I have memorized this surah. أي سورة أحفظ بعدها? Which surah should I memorize after it? Al-Mudarris, the teacher, احفظ سورة التين. Memorize Surah At-Teen. Okay, now as you can see here, احفظ Surah At-Teen. Why it has fatha?
After فعل الأمر always مفعول به.
Yes. احفظ Surah At-Teen. خذ دفترك. Take your notebook. Okay, خذ is, we will talk about this first we complete. خذ دفترك. Take your notebook. هذا, this one. Okay, خذ دفترك هذا. Take this notebook of yours. Take this notebook of yours. Okay, دفترك هذا. Why هذا has come after مضاف مضاف إليه? Why not before it? Okay, my question
Again,
is,
question.
okay, here we see دفترك هذا.
Yes.
هذا has come after مضاف مضاف إليه, not before. Why?
دفترك هذا. You explained last time this one.
Yeah, actually, what we have, here it is translated as this notebook of yours. This notebook of yours. Okay. Now, if we bring hada before daftaraka, then it becomes a nominal sentence and it will be translated as this is your notebook. If we say hada kitabuka, hada jawaluka, hada maktabakuta, it will be translated as this is your notebook. But we don't want to say this is your notebook. We want to say this notebook of yours. Yani the notebook is on the desk of the teacher, and the teacher says that you take this notebook of yours. And this notebook belongs to you and you have to take it. So when you want to use Ismul Ishara as it is translated as yours, then what we have to do, we have to bring it after Mudaf Mudaf alayh. So we will say, Khud daftaraka hada, take this notebook of yours. For example, you call me on the phone and I do not have your number. I have saved your number, but I do not have your number that you are calling me now. So I will say, Ma indi raqmuka hada. I don't have this number of yours. Ma indi raqmuka hada. I don't have this number of yours. So after Mudaf Mudaf ilayh, it will be translated as yours. Y-O-U-R-S. Okay. خذ دفترك هذا. Take this notebook of yours. واكتب. Okay, now we know that the Hamza of uktub is Hamzatul Wasl, and when we connect it, we don't pronounce it. We don't read it. So that's why we say waktub. We have to only pronounce it when we start a sentence with it. But when we connect it with waw or any other letter or a word, then we have to drop the pronunciation of Hamzatul Wasl. So we will say waktub and write fihi in it Surat al-Alaq. Surat al-Alaq. Ya Aba Bakrin innaka na'sanu. O Abu Bakr, you are sleepy. Idhab ila al-hammami. Go to the bathroom. Waghsil wajhaka, and wash your face. Iftahin nawafidha ya Abdullah. Open the window, O Abdullah. فَإِنَّ الْغُرْفَةَ مُظْلِمَةٌ. As or because the room is dark. وَالْجَوُّ حَارٌ, and the weather is hot. All right, so Alhamdulillah, we have completed today.
Arrived, sir.
Yes, that's right. Innaka nasanu. So inna
Innaka nasanu fa innal ghurfata.
Ka is, yes, ka is ismu inna and nasanu is khabaru inna. Innaka nasanu. All right. Okay, khud is the only, or there are like 3 forms of the verb that are irregular. Irregular means they do not follow any pattern. There is a pattern for them, but that pattern is not being followed. So 2, inshallah, we will learn in this lesson, and One we will learn inshallah in the following lessons. Okay, so just give me a minute. For example, we have, okay, ya'khudhu, you take. So what will be the mukhatab for that? You take, if we want to say you take. Ta'khudhu. Yes? Yes or no? Are you with me?
تأخذ is
Ta'khudhu, you take. Ta'khudhu, you take. Okay, now from ta'khudhu we want to make fi'l al-amr. How will we make? Let's implement the rules. So we will implement what we will do. We will make it sakin, okay? And then we will drop the sign of mudare. Okay, now it should be khud, right? So what happened here? Sorry. Okay, so we have ta'khud, okay? So what we do here, first we make it sakin. So we make it sakin. Then we remove ta. And it already starts with hamza, which does not have any haraka, right? It's like it's sakin itself already. So what the Arabs did, instead of saying ukhud, it should be grammatically, it should be ukhud, right? Because what we have to do when we remove alamatul madare, then we have to add hamzatul wasl, and hamzatul wasl should take dhamma. So it should be ukhud, okay? But what the Arabs did, they said, okay, we find it difficult to pronounce, so we will only pronounce it as khud. So it is khud, you take. So this is the fi'l al-amr for khud. So this is one of the verbs that is, we should say, irregular, because it should be basically ukhud, but it is used as khud, okay? And there are many examples of khud and then khudu in the Quran as well. For example, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ. You all take it. So for singular, we say khud, and inshallah for the plural, we will learn tomorrow. The plural form of the imperative, we will learn it tomorrow. All right, any questions?
No, sir.
So it's clear, inshallah, today's lesson, like we have had, like, alhamdulillah, some new information, and we have learned how to make imperative, and we will continue, inshallah, the exercises by tomorrow. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم. جزاك الله خير.